is the 23rd Pune International Film Festival. This is the first interview of the artists and the award winners. The awardees here. And I welcome Shubha Khote. Wonderful. We are meeting for the first time. We are in cinema for so long years, but we met for the first time. When Shubha Khote sir was 8-year-old, he acted in a film called Didi, along with Shubha Khote. So he's an actor, and plus you know what he is. So we're just going to ask some wonderful questions to Shubha Khote. I'll tell you one thing, all the young people here, it's a kind of an era. And you must try to understand exactly what it was. It was a wonderful day, Shubha Khote.
Yeah, very nice. Very pleasant, very comfortable. It was the 50s. 50s were the best time for the industry. We had very brilliant movies coming out in those years. And working was very comfortable, very enjoyable. Not too many artists also. It was like family most of the time. When we worked together in a movie, we worked like a family. It was not like someone comes at 2 o'clock and someone comes at 4 o'clock. The timing was 9 to 6. Uske baad ghar jao, aaram karo.
How you come from a theatre family, I think so.
Yes.
So but from your childhood you have been into
Yes, my
acting?
father was a very important stage person, Nandu Khote. And I used to go around with him wherever we went. And whenever there were any dropouts, I used to go replace them. So I was used to theatre.
Achha. But what was that period? Which plays around? You remember those plays around when your father played?
Now remember, I can't. Just now I can't remember.
But they were all comedies or?
No, they were mostly produced by Bhachandra Pendarkar.
Oh, achha. Lalit Kala Darshan. Yeah.
I can't remember the name of that play.
It's okay.
In which my father was supposed to have 7 wives, one after another. He was a Manglik, and according to the scene, the wives started getting younger and younger, and I played one of those wives.
Actually, this whole thing coming to cinema, how it happened? When you were about 16, 15, 16?
No, 18. 17, 18. I was a champion cyclist, all India champion cyclist and a swimmer.
Yeah, you know that.
University. And my pictures used to come in the papers because of my sports. And Amit Chakravarti saw my picture and asked to meet him.
Oh.
And there was one Mr. N.B. Kamath who was his distributor. And he said, I know Mr. Khote because my father was well known among the Maharashtrian. He said, I'll go and talk to them. You want to know the whole story? Really?
Please tell us.
So Mr. Kamath promised Mr. Chakravarti that I will go and talk to Shubhaji's father. So one evening, my parents were not at home, and Viju, my brother and I, were enjoying playing and having a pillow fight and all that kind of. We used to do a lot of masti together, especially when the parents were not around. So Mr. Kamath comes to the door and asks, he said, I want to talk to Mr. Khote. So I said, Mr. Khote is not at home. So Mrs. Khote, I said, she is also not at home. Then he hesitated for a while and he said, actually I want to meet Shubha Khote. I said, I'm Shubha Khote. And you should have, I didn't notice it that time, but he was really frightened after looking at me. He went back and called Mr. Chakravarti and he told him, Baba, she's looking like a terror. She's not meant to be an actress. And so please, because I had to take your message, I left a message, but don't blame me. So Mr. Chakravarti said, don't worry, a director's vision is different, so don't worry, let her come. So that's how I got
What was the film?
Seema.
Oh, Seema. In a very well-known film, if you go to YouTube, you see wonderful songs, and Nutanji played the main lead, and wonderful subject altogether. I think it's a before time, a kind of a subject coming up. It's a women's home, and there are girls only, and Amit Chakravarti ji. Tell us, Shubha, first, when you came to know Amit Chakravarti ji, you know about him. How you evaluate him today?
He was a great director. He had made films like Daag, Patita, Badshah, and of course I heard that he had done films for Bombay Talkies also.
Yeah.
So I knew that I was going to work with a very big director. I was quite conscious about that. But he was very, I mean, the things I've learned from him in such a short while. I did 2 films with him, Seema and Dekh Kabira Roya. But exactly how to look, where to look, your eye movement, your expressions, and taking the light, avoiding the light, back. Like he taught, I don't say he taught, but Dilip Kumar used to do that. He used to act from the back. You could see that he's acting. He used to give your back to the camera and
Yeah. So, Ameya was also a member of the Bombay Talkies with Devika Rani.
He was the director of Bombay Talkies.
Director of Bombay Talkies. And Ameya Chakravarti made memorable films. You know that he's the man who also gave break to Dilip Kumar. And shall I tell a small kissa about it? Do you know that for the young generations here, it's very accidental finding. Like they came to know that she's a cyclist. He came to know, Ameya ji came to know about Shubha ji. In our Pune army canteen, Dilip Kumar used to act as a manager. Not act, actually work as a manager. And he was hardly 19, 20, and these people for Rekhi, Devika Rani, the great, you met Devika Rani?
No, I didn't.
No. So Devika Rani and Ameya Chakravarti both had come for Rekhi to see some locations and all that, and they spotted, they wanted a cup of tea, and they saw this boy. You know, he had long hair, Dilip Kumar style, it was known that time, Dilip Kumar style. And he was, with orange and with a straw, he was just playing with his hair. And Devika Rani spotted and said, Ameya, can you see this boy? He look very handsome and nice fellow. He can be good for films. तो बोले चलो पैसा देते तो बात करेंगे. क्या नाम है आपका? बोले सर मेरा नाम यूसुफ है. अच्छा आप यहाँ काम करते हैं? हाँ. आप फिल्मों में काम करोगे? सर नहीं, प्लीज वो मेरा काम नहीं है सर, वो नहीं है. अच्छा तो ये कार्ड रख लीजिए आप इनको पहचाना, ये देविका रानी है जी. वो अब क्या करती हैं? Just imagine today, you are asking somebody you meet in a canteen, Deepika Padukone, and you ask, what do you do? So Devika said, I'm an actor, I have acted in films. Oh, अच्छा, मैं कभी आपकी फिल्म देखूंगा. And what are you, sir? He said, I'm the director of the film. Oh, you need director. अच्छा है, आपसे मिलेंगे कभी. And then they give the card to him. He to the card, and when a bad time came, his mother said, Yusuf, we need about 400 rupees per month. Then he said, अरे card है, जाएंगे. And that is how accidentally he went to Bombay Talkies. And you will see the contrast. Just take time, 1 minute.
Yeah,
more.
please.
He met suddenly Raj Kapoor. Raj Kapoor was 4th assistant in Bombay Talkies. तो he said, क्या कर रहे हो यहाँ पे दिलीप यूसुफ? बोला यार वो देविका रानी कौन है यार, वो मुझे बुला रही है. राज कपूर से देविका रानी कौन है? क्यों? यूसुफ? यस. कहाँ है उसका ऑफिस? तो बोले यार वो, and he was assistant, 4th assistant to Kedar Sharma, Raj Kapoor. And he meets his classmate in Peshawar. They both studied in Peshawar together, Dilip Kumar and Raj Kapoor. And then they met, and the first break he got in the film called Jawar Bhata. So like Shubhaji, he also got the break, and Dilip Kumar acted in film Daag, Alcoholic. You know the famous song of Talat Mahmood, "Ae Mere Dil Kahin Aur Chal," is from that film. Anyhow, so it was just saying. So tell me now, you said the
any student,
method.
Any students of
Are
anywhere?
yeah, there are.
I was looking at your expression while you were talking. There's so much you could learn from that. Really, that is how you learn to act. I was watching.
खींच रही है.
No, really, you should just looking. I was just looking at you.
Thank we did not meet. Anyhow, so we have to unfold the whole thing of Shubhadai's life. And then what happened? What was your experience of the first day with Ameya?
Of course, I was nervous. As I told you, I knew he had made such great films. Even in Bombay Talkies, the Bandhan and all those big movies.
Did you meet Ashok Kumar then?
Not when I met him, because he had opened his own concern by then.
Ah,
That was
Ashok
Mars
Kumar.
and Movies.
Yeah.
Ashok Kumar was that by then Bombay Talkies was over.
He was part of it. No?
Yeah.
So what was the experience on the first day when you
Yeah, I was
faced the camera?
They didn't need a kind of screen test. They didn't take a kind of screen test, but they just put on the camera and told me to look this side and that side. But I was not nervous because I had a stage experience from childhood, so acting and all was not frightening. But otherwise, I learned so much in that little short time that I had with Mr. Amir Chakravarti. Two
What
films
was
I
the
did.
experience with Nutanji?
Nutan is a love. She was my very best friend. She was my friend, philosopher, and guide, I should say. We were very good friends. I used to go to her house. We used to live there. Tanuja and the sisters and her grandmother. We were very close, very close.
Good.
She also used to advise
So you
me.
must have seen Kajol as a child also.
Yeah. Not that young because, the naughty girls that they used to scream from all over the place and all that. There was lots of fun in it.
Now in Seema, tell me now, as the subject was so different, there's a women's home,
Yeah.
and all the revolt and rebel girls are there.
Yeah.
Well, you remember?
Yeah.
And a very wonderful song, Tu
Classical
Pyar Ka
song.
Sagar Hai,
Haan.
which Balraj Sahni
Yes.
sings. Tell me now, even Balraj Sahni was from a very different era from the Marxist point of view, left man. What was your
But he
encounter
was
with Balraj Sahni?
very quiet, peaceful, philosophical person. He didn't talk much, but he had his dignity. But he was a great actor. The kinds of roles he played: a farmer, he played a doctor, he played a principal. He could do any kind of role, and with equal confidence and.
Good.
That's, I would like to add here. Like that whole period, as you said, the era, this whole chemistry between the actors who were having their inner sensibilities or sentiments so smoothly and transparently coming across. Like when you're talking about Seema, with Nutan and you and Balraj Sahni and all these things, you are more naughty and other kind of thing. But the kind of actor-to-actor chemistry was working so brilliantly and not hype up or hypered kind of a thing. So how that naturalistic abhinay, what we call came.
Actually, the director was there to guide us, of
Yeah.
course, because that time director was the captain of the ship. Everyone listened to what he told us, and most of the directors could teach us how to act. Like Amir Chakravarti taught me at least, where to look, how to look, the movement of the eyes, the speech, whether you should go high, low. It was a great experience. It was a learning, it was a school for me.
It's like you were so comfortable and so beautifully natural in front of the camera.
Even all
Now,
girls.
No, what I'm trying to say is that today when we look at it, it's like it's not put on, it's your own inner. So how to blend with the characters, that you're done so many different characters later on with so many comic sense characters and other kind of thing, along with Mahmood Saab and all that. Your जोड़ी तो बहुत कमाल की हो गई आपकी. तो ये जो नेचुरलिस्टिक का और उसके अलग अलग शेड का जो जर्नी है,
Serious roles and
सीरियस रोल्स, कॉमेडी रोल्स, बट दोनों में एक नेचुरलिज्म का बहुत ही सुंदर शेड है मिलाप है.
But I think the basics started with Seema, where I learned where to go high, where to drop my voice, where to whisper, and underplaying was an important issue in my every time. Because if the other person shouts and you shout higher and higher and higher, there is no end to it. So you have to bring the other person down to that level.
And it was very naturalistic and underplaying.
Yeah.
But that was a typical Bengali school also of Ameji and others.
Yeah, but I don't know. He never seemed like a Bengali to us. And he was really, even when some of the other people in the unit used to try and talk in Bengali with us, and he used to scold us, concentrate on your Hindi and Urdu. It is not a Bengali film. He was
Yeah,
very
exceptional.
strict.
But tell me now, as it's a kind of a women home, was it a studio shooting?
Yeah. We used to-
Where did you shoot?
It used to be called Modern Studios, then it became Natraj.
Uh-huh. I see. And the girls were selected separately
Yeah, yeah.
because they had own characters.
Yeah, all of them had different. There was a woman who had come run away from her father, from her husband, and the husband comes and shouts in the ashram. And then Balraji's character scolds him and makes him understand how you should treat your wife and all that.
Good. And after that, how you progressed further? After Seema?
Uske baad I did these two, Seema and Dekh Bera Roya. Then I signed 2 films with Filmistan. One was Champakali and the other was Paying Guest.
Oh.
Which I hated doing. Because I don't like doing negative roles. And you won't believe it, I hadn't seen the film for years. When these children grew up and my son and Bhavna went and saw the film, they forced me to go and see it. I didn't even want to see it.
Ultimately, it was a role, Shubha.
Yeah, but I mean,
Why you dislike it?
because I hated myself doing it.
You know, this happened with Mr. Dilip Kumar too.
Acha.
During the Mughal
I'm so
Azam-
happy you keep comparing me with
No, you are. I mean,
And he's like the he's
No,
God. He's God to
you know,
me.
for the young generation here, a film like Mughal Azam, can you believe Dilip Kumar did not attend the premiere of the film? He hated the film. He said, I was tortured like anything in this film.
Oh, that is
I was in Rajasthan in hot scenes and then waiting for Mr. Prithviraj to come out of studio and then because he was a method actor and he would sit in front of mirror and then see into him as Akbar. And unless Akbar enters him, he won't come to this part. And they are all waiting, Mr. Prithviraj to come. And Dilip Kumar said, to wait for both of Mr. Akbar and also Prithviraj was so torturous for me, though he was a wonderful actor. He said, great actor, Prithviraj. But this is for other actors also. So he said, I won't see the film at all. He told chaos. अच्छी फिल्म बनाओ करो लेकिन मैं नहीं देखूंगा फिल्म. You know, came half the way to Maratha Mandir. He told me, I came half the way to Maratha Mandir. बोले क्या करूँ अभी बुलाया तो है जाना तो है यार ये फिल्म क्या करें अभी समझ में नहीं आ रहा. You know, suddenly he said वो जरा होटल में फोन में जाके ईरानी होटल was there and he called up आसिफ साहब से कि यार तेरा पेट गड़बड़ कर रहा है मैं कैसे आऊँगा उधर आज बहुत गड़बड़ है आसिफ मुझे आज माफ कर दे मैं नहीं आने वाला हूँ. See, he did not attend. And I remember, if you see, he came to Pune after a long time. He wanted to see some films. Like you, the film he hated. He came to Pune somewhere in 2000, around 2000. And he stayed here to see some world-class films in film archive. And then, mischievously, Saira Bono told me, आज तू मोहले आजम दिखा दो. साहब ने देखा नहीं है. And she told him, साहब आज थोड़ा चेंज कर रहे प्रोग्राम में. क्या चेंज कर रहे हो आप? क्या करने वाले हो? आज फिल्म में देख रहे हैं ये वर्ल्ड सिनेमा. ये क्या करने वाले हो? नहीं बोले इधर हम लोग आज मोहले आजम देखें. अरे सायरा ये तुम ज्यादा कर रही हो. ये मत करो. नहीं सच्ची देखेंगे. Then he said, Jabbar, can you get a coffee? You know that page, Bodhi Vriksha in FTI? He sat there and said, wait for 10 minutes, I'll have coffee, and then we go inside. And then started the film. First time, I am a really historical event for me, Dilip Kumar watching his own film after years. And he was watching the whole film, and Saraji was just enjoying कि कैसे लग रहा है इनको. And a very mischievous moment, very romantic moment was Mohe Panghat mein Nandalala Chedu. I think it must have happened to you also. You hated films and then you saw afterwards, then your moment, अरे मैंने क्यों नहीं देखी?
Yeah, I like my acting afterwards.
Yeah, but when the song started, Madhubala came, Mohe Panghat pe, Saira Bono was watching his face. And just because it was a great thing to watch Madhubala and Dilip Kumar, and there was a great episode happening, you know that. And then Dilip got very restless, but he saw the film after years. So what was the reaction when you saw your negative roles afterwards?
Yeah, as I said, I liked my acting, but then too I didn't like my role.
What was the experience of Dekh Kabira Roya?
It
was a comedy.
It was fun because we 6 of us of the same age, all of us working together, and like it was like school again. Like he taught us what to do, where to go look, and especially when you have that look that you give when the other actor is not there, and sometimes the look is so wrong. Have you noticed in films and serials, sometimes you have to look at that person, but your look is not correct. Even that, he knew exactly where you should look.
Oh.
He used to tell her, look there, don't look this side, look that side. He's supposed to be there. These little things also we learn. Now, when I do a serial, I know a director of my Kulkarni, Samir Kulkarni. सामने वाला अगर आता है ना just to stand there for the shot, he said don't stand there, she knows where to look. So I know exactly where the person is going to be, and the camera में सही आएगा वो.
And how was the co-artists then? They were all very
They
vicious
were
actors.
all new and young.
Anup Kumar and
Anup was a very good actor, very good actor. Unfortunately,
Ashok Kumar's,
middle
Kishore
brother.
Kumar's brother. Ashok Kumar,
He was
Kishore
very
Kumar.
good actor, but luck की बात होती है, I don't know.
But Shubhaji, you are really lucky to have wonderful songs in Seema and
Every
also
time.
in Dekh Kabira Roya. You know, it is one of the Manna Dey's song I remember. Kaun aaya mere man ke dware. You remember? Kaun aaya. That's a very famous song, actually attributed to Dekh Kabira. But you have some wonderful song in the film.
Yeah, I've always had good songs throughout my career.
Yeah.
Somehow I've been very fortunate.
No, but this song which you sang.
The last one, "Tu प्यार करे या ठुकराए."
Yeah. तू प्यार करे या ठुकराए. It's a wonderful Lata Bai song. You're lucky to have.
Yeah. And I've had Lata Bai songs all throughout also.
This now this comes to me is that one is the acting, dialogue delivery, as these young people should understand that look continuity and look expression or emotion continuity. Now you imbibed so beautifully, but when you go to the song picturization context of references, you are giving lip sync. You are simultaneously giving your emotional sense, but always also you are moving and sort of performing. Now this is a great job according to me. And whenever I saw various kinds of your films, I felt that fluidity of naturalism from dialogue to emotion to song was absolutely interestingly brilliant. Will you just talk about it?
See, that is one thing I was going to tell you, that how to take playback. He taught us, I'm going to let out a secret actually. Most of them, when you take a playback, shout with the song. He said, don't shout, whisper. This is a secret.
Oh,
Don't shout when you're taking playback.
okay.
Yeah. So while lip
Whisper
sync,
loudly,
lip
but
sync,
don't shout.
Don't sort of throw the things out, but see that feel and whisper it
Yeah.
through your
Yeah.
inner
Emotion,
sensibility of
yeah.
song sensibility. That's really great. Now, because song in an integral part, and as it enhances your character furthermore, and that's the part of Indian cinema acting mainly. Most of the time, people forget that flow of character is
And
not
one-
only through the scene,
Yeah.
not dialogues, but it
It has to go
goes
through the song.
through the song, and that is really
I
brilliant.
tell you, your song picturization must be first in Seema. You
Yeah.
have a wonderful song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baat
Baat
mein
mein
root
root
hona.
hona.
Root hona.
Beautiful song.
Nishit Kishore Moving.
Baat mein root hona. It's a very famous song. You go to YouTube
Yeah.
and see how she had acted in that.
She
Wonderful.
moves.
And talking to actor like Nutan,
Nutan.
it was something.
She was
she's
very
teasing
helpful.
her.
She never felt like I'm a big star, and she wasn't a star then, but she was already on the scene. But she never made me feel like that.
See, this chemistry again, it's like the song becomes a kind of a verse from dialogue.
Continuity to
Continuity
your
of
character.
spoken words. And therefore, when she's addressing those things through lyrical lines, still this expression flows so beautifully.
Very few directors in the script see that the instead of a dialogue, a song comes. So actually, it's a part of the film. आपको कुछ dialogue में कहना है ना, वो content जो है वो गाने में
गाने में
बताना है आपको. So you have to balance that whole thing. Acha, look, the point here, what Shubha is saying, it was then 35 mm.
Yeah.
Okay, one. Two, there were 35 mm cameras, and they were silent cameras called Mitchell cameras.
Mitchell.
Not the Arri came much after, which was making
That
noise.
is why we started dubbing.
Yeah. When Arri came, it was making noise, so we started dubbing. But now, tell me frankly, because again that thing has come, sync,
Yeah.
dialogue.
Yeah.
What was the experience when actually you're talking and that was being recorded?
Yeah.
How was that? And then you started dubbing. And then again now, there is no dubbing because it's all sound.
Sync shoot.
Cameras are soundless.
Sounds, yes.
What's your experience in that?
Yeah, it took time to pick up, but I mean, this is your work and you have to go ahead with it, otherwise you stay behind. So I picked up, it took time, not too much time, because I was always in my work. Whatever I was doing, I was always trying to do the best I could. So I picked it up pretty fast, and I was complimented by Mr. Mahesh Bhatt about my dubbing, and I did a film for him.
Which film?
Which was that? Dil Hai Ke Manta Nahi.
Dil Hai Ke Manta Nahi. Yeah.
I
she was
don't
there.
remember the names.
And tell me now, especially the comedy roles you did, and there was a time where it dubbing. It's very difficult because sometimes what happens is there is a lot of ad-libbing done.
Yes.
Actual dialogue and ad-libbing.
Yeah, timing.
But then when actually you see the film, you have to dub everything. How did you pick up? Because especially comedy is very difficult.
But my comedy has a lot of timing. My timing is.
Rhythm.
I mean, that is why Mr. Amya Chakravarti told me to become a comedian. Because my sense of timing in comedy is very important. And if you have your timing, then you get it right even in the dubbing. The rhythm.
Do you really think that dubbing can enhance the role?
Oh yes, oh yes.
How is that? Did you do any, you remember any, you have any experience of enhancing the scene?
I mean, that is what Mr. Mahesh Bhatt said, ki you did very well in the shooting itself, but you have improved the character even more after your dubbing. I don't know, but that's what he told me.
Now tell me, let us go to the other phase of your life where you're picked up as a comedian. Mainly you think she's wonderful humor. What is something inside you that the humor you like very much?
I enjoy
How is
life.
she at home? I don't know. You must ask your daughter. She's like what she is.
Actually, they call me baby. I'm very naughty. Even.
Sense of humor,
Yeah.
what you have, how it comes. Even your brother has wonderful sense. Shubha Khote has a wonderful sense of humor. How your brother and sister you got it?
But yeah, I think we enjoy life a lot. We see good things in life. We avoid, I mean, just avoid unhappiness or negativity. Positive and enjoy life. That's how it comes, I think.
But I think it's very natural in you that you all the time, if any serious thing comes, you're very for short time and then you forget that and again
Yeah,
life is
I
something.
don't forget, but then I don't grope on it and I just let it go.
Are you happy after your phase with Mahmood ji? We gave one of the great, wonderful role with your team was so great, along with so many comedians.
Yeah.
Aga especially.
Yeah.
Very natural and very different.
Yeah. Aga was also one of Amit Chakravarti's.
Yes, very favorite.
Favorite.
Actor. Very favorite actor. Aga was,
Yeah.
yes. So, what was it that they were built in with that kind of a humor? Because we loved that humor of Aga,
Yeah.
Gob, you, Mahmood. Mahmood was a very versatile man. And how you think they were really devoted to those kind of things?
Yeah, they looked at the good things in life, the funny things in life. Mahmood was very observant. He used to pick up people characteristics and then bring them on in some film. He used to just notice someone, ये ऐसा करता, ये ऐसे करना चाहिए picture में. So he will pick up that character. He'll pick up that character and.
But then he asked for a reshoot of to director कि इसको फिर से बात करें.
No.
During rehearsal.
There were so many, six pictures we used to do a year.
During rehearsals, he used to.
He used to remember कि वो character है, I'm going to do that character in this film.
How do you think, how you evaluate Mahmood as an actor?
He was a good actor, there's no question about it.
The whole serious acting and sometimes, even now a film like CID,
Yeah.
he plays a criminal. You can't expect Mahmood to have those expressions.
It
and the
was in
way.
his blood, of course. His father was he was an actor in Bombay Talkies. He was a dancer especially.
Yeah.
So it was there in his blood. And again, hard work and sincerity. He wanted to become a star. He wanted to do well.
But now tell
He
me,
also had a family of six brothers and sisters and parents.
so too. And you all had that phase of wonderful comedies. And I think what you call very transparent and very healthy comedy.
Yeah.
Now, what do you feel after that? What happened to the industry?
I don't know, like the kind of roles he had, they almost ran parallel to that of the hero and heroine. Today there is just a patch of comedy here, ek aad scene idhar aaya, which does not even connect with the story sometimes. So that is not, you can't call it anything. Like you can't call it comedy, you can't call it part of the film. Sometimes it's just thrown in for the sake of comedy. In those days, we used to run parallel. We used to be part of the story.
Yeah, that's where I would like to add, because I remember so many of my relatives very much almost like a fan of your character or this kind of a role. So along with the main characters, उनके दिल में उनके मन के अंदर आपके कैरेक्टर का इतना इफेक्ट होता था कि वो उनकी फिल्म देखनी है, यानी along with the stars, these two. Now this whole blending of, it's like orchestrating various levels of characters was very nicely done in that period film.
Yeah.
Rather, as you said, throwing or sidetracked or separated. Now, when the hero-heroine scene is over and the second level couple comes into the film, it almost complements beautifully, enriching that experience.
And continues that.
And therefore, the audience used to demand that kind of thing. Audience used to love it. That was a really great period. I really feel that.
Very nice.
But I think one difference I found that time, because I was in college and all that. But the comedies on the Bombay industry, and you are also worked a lot in the South.
Oh yes,
like the comedies in South Indian Hindi films, when you acted with your co-artists and all that. That's a very different kind of a thing. What was the difference? I found always difference.
It had only a little South Indian tone to the proceedings, I should say. But otherwise, because most of the films are directed by our Bombay directors, like Inder Rajanand.
Ramanand Sagar and so many people,
So the directors were from Bombay anyway. Only because of the subject, most of them were copied from Tamil films, Telugu films. So that had the shadow was there on the.
But then those were mostly family subjects, and in between the humor used to come just to go away from that kind of a seriousness. Well, many wonderful actors from Bombay, they went to sing. But now sometimes you have been directed by the South Indian directors also.
Yes.
How they understood the language and the humor?
They understood Hindi, of course. But again, the writers were again Rajendra Kishan and Raji. Writers were again from Bombay, because Hindi scripts had to be written by.
And you have seen now so many changes happening in cinema. Now finally you come to OTT. Now for you, when you look at the whole thing, that you acted into black and white films, then color films, 35mm, and then Sunday cinemascope film, then films like Sholay and all that. After that, a different phase came, all special effects came, and now it's OTT. People like to relax and watch films. What is it?
OTT is again, like I've done theatre, I've done television, I've done cinema. So each has its own grade. On stage, I will act differently. In cinema, I will act differently. On television, I will not act the same. That overacting will not do on television, because I'm there with you at home in front of
It's
the...
a very important point.
So,
But Shubhade, our mostly all these serials shout a lot. Huh?
what can I do?
Shout a lot.
Okay.
झगड़ा होता है अगर ससुर में
This
और
morning I was telling you, remember? Something was coming on TV and some loud noise. Oh, I can't help it. It's not in my hands.
no, it's not. That only. मैंने नहीं कहा झूम
Yeah,
फिर
that's
से आएगा मैंने नहीं कहा मैंने नहीं कहा 3 बार बोला जाएगा. What is that technique? On television.
Time बढ़ाने 20 minutes. to stretch
time
it,
बढ़ाने के लिए.
to stretch an episode for 20 minutes.
Anyhow, so now we are taking very healthily whatever the changes are coming.
Yeah, you have to. If you want to be there, you have to accept what's coming in your own way.
And now looking at past, the actors you remember, the male actors. So we really, अरे जाके उसकी फिल्म देखनी चाहिए. Devanand, for example, a very romantic, wonderful kind of film. Dilip Kumar, a very and Raj Kapoor in a very different way. Balraj Sahni, Motilal in a very realistic pattern.
I've had the
Whom
pleasure
you
of
prefer?
working
What
all
was
of
personal
them.
choice?
I've worked with all of them and it's been such a pleasure. It's so nice. I mean, I feel very happy that I worked with the greatest.
No, but still, अभी बोलने में क्या हर्ज है? बोलो ना अभी ना. किसके साथ ऐसा लगा कि ये एक्टर है?
No, I'm only Dilip Kumar. Really, I can't see anyone else. I'm a great fan of.
What was his
I mean,
speciality you
but-
thought that time?
Well, he's in acting. As you said, you don't feel that he's acting. It's so smooth. And any expression, everything, it goes deep into your, any expression he gives.
Which role you liked of Dilip Kumar?
Oh,
Ganga Jamuna?
I know, I love all his.
Naya Daur?
I'm waiting to see all his old films. Like Sangdil and Tarana and all. I've only heard about them.
And who else? How do you, because we are celebrating Raj Kapoor, how do you rate Raj Kapoor as a filmmaker?
Raja was amazing. Imagine at the age of 18 or something, he made his first film. And what a brilliant film it was.
Aag.
The art. Yeah. Lovely. Maybe it wasn't appreciated at that time because it was something different. But he made all kinds of, and every film of his had some kind of a message. Poor man, rich people, the Buju,
Slum
Ramaiya
story.
Vastavaya, and
420.
And I remember one role that Lalita Bawa did.
Yeah.
Another great actress. She had played a Kelewali or something.
420.
And that she must have practiced so much. She had done that. If you see the film, you will notice that it's so difficult. It's so you can't do it normally. But she had practiced that and I still remember.
And
I
what
mean, I
about
remember these things.
a very romantic man? You
Yeah.
must have seen him personally, Dev Anand. What do you feel personally about Dev Anand?
Devanand was a stylish. Really, that was a different person.
And a very mischievous and frivolous, you know who? Shammi Kapoor.
He was I mean, you will not believe it. He was like my brother. He was really very fond of me. And both the husband and wife, if we shot together, they would force me to go to their house for dinner. Every time I shot with them, I had to go to their house. And both of them, Geetaji and I worked with both.
And you loved because he was so different than his brothers, Shashi Kapoor and Raj Kapoor. Shammi Kapoor has his own style.
Yeah.
How did you combat that, to act with this another Kapoor?
It was great fun. He was great fun. And he was so light-hearted, even the serious scenes or anything, he would crack any joke, he could say anything. And as soon as the scene started, he was different.
And what about these girls? Even Meena Kumari was there.
Meena Kumari was very serious, very lovely, very quiet. And she didn't talk much. She had a maid with her who looked after her. But she didn't talk much. She used to just sit and read or she was...
But now,
Whatever
as
the reason.
we are talking about acting, some people take time for improvise a particular scene.
Yeah.
So was she very introvert? And when she went the dialogue, she would get prepared. थोड़ा रुको, मुझे करने दो काम. Then she would come on the set and say, yeah, अभी मेरी line मुझे बोलनी है.
नहीं. Yeah, she was
Very
very
spontaneous?
Yeah, very. She had her dialogues, but as soon as she was called for the short, she would.
And what about Nutan?
Nutan the same. She's a champion. Superb.
Dialogue दिया and then जाके बोल
हाँ,
दिया.
हाँ.
Actually
And
the role
so
will
much
come.
emotion. So she also acting superb. There was so much emotion in her eyes, in her voice.
Later life Wahida Rahman came.
I haven't worked with her.
You have
at
not
all.
worked with her. But you
But
think
we
she...
were friends because, as I said, that time the industry was small, and whenever we met, we were like friends. When we did a film, it was like a family. The atmosphere was different in those days.
But at that time, though you were in Hindi films, some offers came from Marathi directors.
Not many. They said, "नहीं ती हिंदीत काम करते त्रास होईल आपल्याला problem होईल."
अच्छा.
I was hardly ever called for it.
But don't you feel that Marathi is the language?
I did a film early. I mean, not professionally. In my Diwali holidays, I did a film with the best director Anand Mane.
And the money, yeah. But afterward, did you feel कि अरे कुछ अच्छा हो तो दे दो? There were so many actors. Like Surochana Didi was there. Usha Kiran.
Yeah.
And Usha Kiran been both Hindi and Marathi.
Yeah. That's the same
You
thing.
acted with her also.
No, I didn't.
Patita, you were not there.
No.
Amish Chakravarti. Good. Anyhow.
No, the same thing happened to her. Then that's why she had to stop doing
Marathi cinema. Because she was not offered Hindi cinema
no.
afterwards. Yeah, that.
It was the other way for her.
Yeah. But there is one tragic part of it that the girls from Marathi industry or Marathi speaking girls, they picked up into Hindi cinema. A lot like Madhuri Dixit to everybody.
Yeah.
But somehow the Hindi cinema has neglected very gifted Marathi actors.
Why?
No, not many Marathi actors are in Hindi cinema.
But why? Why do you think?
No, why
You
feel?
tell me this.
No. No. I mean, just one. Look, I want
we've got,
your justification for that. No, you must say advice to them. कि भाई ये करो, वरना you won't be in Hindi cinema.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel I beg your pardon really, but I feel sometimes the diction नहीं आ रहा.
हाँ, देखो ये आ गया. I wanted her.
Sorry
She is
to say
saying the diction, the Marathi diction है. Major Marathi actors who are into Hindi film, वो आ रहे हैं.
It's not very difficult. You have to work on it. But because होता क्या? Hey, now we got our Marathi films. मिले तो मिले, नहीं मिले तो नहीं मिले. Because they're in their own place. They have to. It doesn't take time. It's very easy.
You had any lessons from the Hindi teacher for pronunciation, or you picked up?
My Hindi Urdu teacher is Lata Mangeshkar.
हाँ.
I used to hear her songs, and I learned the Urdu and Hindi from that. I didn't have Hindi in school.
ये उल्टा हो गया. लता मंगेशकर got one मौलाना to understand Hindi Urdu. आपने लता से सीखा. ये कमाल है.
My Hindi Urdu teacher is Lata Mangeshkar. My acting teacher is Dilip Kumar.
तकाजा, नाचीज, ये सब. Anyhow, any questions?
Yeah,
Sir,
no,
I have
I'm
some
just
questions.
trying.
One or two.
Yeah, बोलो.
Look, all this thing when we are talking about the period in which these people were giving absolutely beautiful happiness to the cinegoers, and many times when I talk with my students or young people like that, they immediately say that was the golden period. So you are the part of that
50s.
golden period. Golden period means not only cinema making, cinema acting, as she says, being in the family, that whole creative process, that makes cinema connecting to the audiences. This you are saying that इसे कट ऑफ होके नहीं चलता. एक पूरा फैमिली, एक पूरा माहौल है जिसके साथ हम आगे चलते हैं. And that is where I tell these young people, what you are looking at is एक golden period क्या होता है जो उनकी बर्ताव में, like you see in her body, in her expression, like she said, he was my teacher, she was my like brother, he was my sister. You see, indirectly you communicate and make yourself in totality. That makes you happy. If you work with that happiness inside, you become a good actor. If you just keep on cribbing and ये नहीं अच्छा है, वो नहीं अच्छा है, तो काम नहीं होगा. काम नहीं होगा. अलग-अलग तरह से काम करना पड़ेगा. And I personally feel, because my mother used to talk a lot about you. When she used to come back from seeing your film, she used to describe you to me.
That's so sweet.
कि अरे किसकी फिल्म थी? तो हीरो हीरोइन नहीं, वो उसको देखा मैंने. Like आपका हिन्ना, आपका gesture, posture, and my mother used to say, अरे तिने असं मस्त केले ते, असं मस्त केले ते. And then माझ्या लक्षात आलं की this is not only one actor, it is that total story which comes through actors, and this kind of actors enrich that whole total experience. I'm really happy to talk with her because
Now that you tell me you stopped with me when you were very small.
yeah, because I told you I started acting when I was
Acted with
6 years old.
me.
6-year-old, and I worked with V. Shantaramji and all kind of in Do Ke
He was
Bara.
part of Don Ke Bara.
Oh,
Yeah, so I was part of that mahol. जहाँ पे
yeah,
सारे
the
growing into that context.
Any questions?
Yeah, you want.
Shubhaji, I will add one sentence which Nakhate sir mentioned. Your graceful presence made many movies as festival for audience.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah. I have one question. How do you describe as your role as producer? Chimukula Pahuna.
Yeah.
You were a leading actress at.
Yeah, I had a nice subject. No, I wanted to do, as I don't know, haven't mentioned that part. During SEMA, I had a very bad accident. It was so bad that at one stage I thought I'd never be able to continue. But since I had already entered the industry, I decided to try other venues like editing, direction, and all that. So that is how I got into direction, and I enjoyed direction. I still direct all my plays. So that is how I got into direction, and I liked this subject very much. So I said, "Ek bana lete." My husband also said, and it won't be a very big. So I did this film. I directed it also.
Oh, great.
But what did you want to know about it?
No, your role as producer.
As a producer, it is difficult. It is producer ka kaam to I don't need to tell you really. It was difficult, but all the people, not financially, but otherwise they cooperated so far as acting and dates and all were concerned. And it was a very helpful, very nice production. The same way we enjoyed it like family.
Any question?
Many immortal songs picturized on you. दीदी तुम मुझे भूल भी जाओ
Yeah.
भी जाओ
या
तो ये अक्खा है.
तड़पाओगे तड़पा लो. Would you like to say about?
तो मुझे भूल भी जाओ. Sahir's
Didi.
That film, N. Datta was the music director of that music director. But he had taken ill or something, and this song was
Done by
composed by
Sudha
Sudha Malhotra. And most of Sudha Malhotra's songs that she sang for me were hits. That song from, what is this?
सलाम है
Babar,
हसरत कबूल
हाँ,
कर.
And this song also was Sudha Malhotra.
This song ultimately became something milestone in Sahir Saab's life. तो मुझे
And
भूल भी
this
जाओ.
film, people have heard this song, but they didn't know it was sung by me in their film. Lot of people, "Arey, तुम्हारा गाना है?"
But what a song. I mean,
Great.
Brilliant song.
A serious song for a comedian, they didn't believe it.
No, but that has been almost like an everlasting impact. That it's not only the song; it's like the presence of you when you start. Like it's a very different
Very
way.
nicely
Dekh
shot,
Kabira
very
Roya,
beautifully
the
shot.
song.
Yeah.
Dekh Kabira, your song.
Yeah.
She lip synced it. Beautiful song
Beautiful
by Lata
song.
Bhai. I mean, that is an immortal song.
Immortal songs.
And see, both the meaning of तुम प्यार करो या ठुकराओ.
No.
और यहाँ पे तुम मुझे भूल
भूल
भी
भी
जाओ.
जाओ.
How sad!
A very sad song to her. And she is a great humor actor. And they gave song to her. Lata Bhai's saddest song.
Yes.
Poor girl. बोलो ज्योति माइक क्या
Good morning, Shubhaji.
Good morning.
Beautifully you explained.
Mike.
You explained beautifully the idea of actor submitting herself to playback singing. Like that, in the beginning of your career, dubbing was not there. Then dubbing came. So how difficult was it for you to adjust yourself to dubbing, and how technically tough is dubbing?
Previously, naturally, it takes time to pick up something. But when you have to do it, you have to do it.
But when people,
And previously, it was very difficult because we had to dub the whole scene or the whole line. तो आराम है आजकल सब.
especially when actors like Dilip Kumar, their dialogues were not audible. They were talking so slow.
Huh.
How difficult it is for the person who is recording for the dubbing.
That's on the mic now. Just you
Not
noticed
dubbing.
it just now.
Yeah.
You noticed.
Sing
So
song
it depends how close you are to the mic.
Yeah.
difficult in the singing not in dubbing
Not
dubbing
in
is very
dubbing.
easy you can
Yeah, you watch it on the big screen, so
But it
simultaneously you
takes
get
time
that.
to be able to adjust that.
pilot track,
Even
yeah,
if
no.
you have said it once,
Yeah.
to see it again. And besides, हम लोग इधर shooting कर रहे हैं, उधर shooting, then कहीं जाके we do the dubbing for some
Yeah.
old film. So it becomes difficult to pick up suddenly, but you have to do it.
You have to
And you spoke about your experience with the elderly generation of actors. What about the current actors? You have also acted with so many current people like Akshay Kumar and all. How was your experience?
Yeah. तो अक्षय और किसके साथ काम किया? हाँ?
सबके साथ
Okay, you tell me now. help. I don't know the names. हाँ.
with everybody
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
how do you feel the today's crop of actors
Yeah, but these boys are very sincere and very hardworking. Akshay is so prompt, so correct, and so hardworking. He's an example of
discipline.
discipline.
any question विचार ना मराठी
विचार मराठी आपण बघू.
नाही, नाही येतो मराठी अजून
नहीं नहीं मराठी और हिंदी में दोनों में आपको किस में ज्यादा आप ज्यादा फॉलो किया
जो भी अच्छा रोल हो, any good role where I'm
कशामध्ये जास्त रमलं तुम्ही म्हणजे जसं
नाही तेच म्हणते मी जिथे चांगला रोल असेल जिथे रिमोट करायला मिळेल तो मला आवडतो कुठल्याही लँग्वेज मध्ये असो म्हणजे मला तुम्ही पंजाबी किंवा साऊथ इंडियन लँग्वेज सांगितले
हाँ बोलो
हेलो गुड आफ्टरनून मेरा सवाल ये था देर इज वेरी थीन लाइन बिटवीन अ गुड कॉमेडी एंड वल्गर कॉमेडी सो एंड नाउ डेज इट्स थिंग टू रीथिंक अपॉन हाउ यू लुक एट इट एंड हाउ यू ड्रॉ अ लाइन बिटवीन अ गुड कॉमेडी एंड अ वल्गर कॉमेडी
It shows life is vulgar.
Yeah,
It
it
looks
does.
vulgar, but we did. Fortunately, we not that we didn't have to, but we refused to do that. And fortunately, our scenes and our roles were like along with the film, along with the other characters. So this didn't arise. When it was just a patch here, patch there, you need to do these things. Like jumping and falling, and we never needed to do that. We were on dialogue, comedy move.
that reminds me did you see any दादा कोंडके film
I did.
did you enjoy
I don't remember seeing too many.
पण मला वाटतं की he was a brilliant actor
हाँ,
was a brilliant
yeah.
actor. His sense of timing was आपल्याला अजब होतं फार. He was a great comedian.
Unfortunately, he was busy when I was busy, so मेरे को time नहीं मिला इतना.
But I
But
mean,
I did see
you
that, I did
how
see.
this she's asking about the dual meaning words and all that. That's okay. Apart from that, but Dada was himself, especially in theatre, he was a wonderful person.
हाँ, theatre is a different media.
Yeah. है कोई और सही? हाँ बोल.
Shubhaji,
बोल.
Shubhaji, would you like to share some memories regarding Suchitra ji?
Champakali.
Champakali. You acted.
सुचित्रा से.
Yes, Suchitra ji. She tried to, and she did very well with the language. Although it was not her language,
Bengal.
she was finding it difficult, but she did a very good job with that.
Yeah, but Devdas,
the star.
Paro
She
was-
was a star. She was a great actress. And I think that role was not enough for the kind of actress she was.
Yeah.
You're right. Ah, good.
If the pitch of the comedy film is loud and over the top, how do you develop your acting process so that it comes naturally on the screen?
That's what I said just now. If the person is a bit too high, talking very loudly, you have to bring the pitch down so that that person also comes and joins you. If you are shouting and if I shout over you, then you will shout over me. So you have to control
Bring him
it
down.
and bring it down.
Yeah, it's like
Otherwise, if you
orchestration.
go
It's like orchestration,
You start
tuning the
screaming.
various instruments, so finally it becomes the beautiful
Yeah.
to listen to.
Otherwise,
Otherwise,
you
it will be.
end up shouting and
Yeah.
screaming.
It will
No,
distort.
see, it all depends on experience. She was so experienced that she could understand ये ज़्यादा ही कर रहा है. So she will
So automatically-
bring him down कि भाई जरा थोड़ा. Then he would ask me, "युवज आपने इतना लो क्यों किया? अरे तू बहुत चिल्ला रहा है यार. तो कम कर. She was the authority that saying. बहुत चिल्ला रहे हो तुम. इतना मत करो. है ना? So that kind of a cooperation between the actors. It happens, especially in humor. You will find this. 2 years
when
before.
you get out of control.
Shubhaji, 2 years ago, Johnny Lever was here.
Uh-huh.
I tell you, he gave so great anecdotes and how he carried on with, he said so much vulgarity, so much bad things, but you have to keep them, I mean, how humor. And he gave all tribute to you all people. He said that humor of that period was great, he said. He said, Aga, Mahmood, and these people were really, I mean, you know the storytelling in that one of the films, how he's going to make a film? Mahmood Saab gives his father, Om Prakash, how he's going to make a film. I tell you, it's one of the visual treats of Mahmood's acting. How he's going to make a film. And he presents it with the story with nuances and also sound effects.
Yeah.
फिर उसके बाद देखो इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ
दरवाजा
मिस्ट्री
खुलता है।
मिस्ट्री स्क्रिप्ट तो बोलेंगे कि
Right.
उसके बाद
धुमाल को बचाता है।
उसके बाद क्या होता है एक कुत्ता भौंकता है अच्छा you know to react that is Om Prakash. How do you rate Om Prakash ji?
Very nice, very nice. But that was an earlier, a little before my time. By the time I came in, he was.
And
He
also other
played
actors,
he played my
Kanhaiya
father
Lal.
in one film.
Kanhaiya Lal is also one of the
Yeah,
great comedians.
I didn't work with him, but Om Prakash
You
he
see-
played my father in one film.
Great. Any questions?
नमस्कार, मी सुहास वैद्य. मॅडम मगाशी तुम्ही म्हणालात इकडे सॉरी सुहास वैद्य बोलतोय. मगाशी तुम्ही म्हणालात की या हिंदी चित्रपटामध्ये आपले मराठी कलाकार येत नाहीत जास्त करून, पण मला एक एक्सेप्शन वाटतं की अमोल पालेकर यांनी अतिशय उत्कृष्ट असे चित्रपट दिले ते आपले मराठी कलाकार असून त्यांच्याबद्दल काय बोलाल आपण?
But he had a different style. It was so nice. It's like see underplaying. किती low acting होतं त्याचं. And he was so different from the North Indian enthusiasm.
थँक्यू.
Anything?
Shubhaji, you are very lucky to receive fame and overwhelming response from audience. Except prestigious prizes, we can say so-called prizes from film industry.
Yeah, prestigious prizes.
Uh,
I haven't got any awards.
do you have?
I haven't got any awards. Yesterday was my first award.
Yes. Do you have any? Yes. That's why I'm asking. Do you have any regret about it?
No, none. काय करणार? I think people have not liked my performance maybe.
Let us not talk about awards in the very popular way. Let us have this prestigious award which has a lot of meaning.
Yeah, this is the most prestigious. वही ना जो मिला वो इतना highest point award, the most prestigious.
Thank you, Shubhaji. Thank you very much. Anything? So thank you very much, Shubhaji. It was a wonderful time with you.
No, I hope I haven't hurt anybody.
No. You should hurt people. You are right to hurt people. And luckily there is no comedian sitting here. Otherwise you would have. So I thank Shubhaji. It was wonderful. And also her daughter here, Bhavana. Arey, you didn't ask any question to Mama. It's a public domain.
I ask questions. I know everything about her.
No, but still today when we were conversation on, you must have thought कि ये पूछना चाहिए था. Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
for reminding
Thank you
me.
very much. Shubhaji, thank you very much.
Thank you everybody for tolerating me.
No. Hey, luckily yesterday she saw the opening film complete.
Oh, I saw the film.
Gloria. And
Such
she,
a beautiful.
what do you see? You say something about it?
Such a beautiful film. The sound and the music and the orchestra, superb. I sat till 10 o'clock, then I couldn't join you for lunch, dinner.
It's okay. You enjoyed the film. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.